Hey, what's up? Six Yo here. Today I'm going to be reviewing both the, well, actually three phones, not both. The iPhone 4S, the one I've been using for about since January. My brand new iPhone 5 I just barely got today, about 1 or 2 p.m. today. And my Galaxy S3, which this is my 6th Galaxy S3, but I had this one since yesterday as well, and I was using that since yesterday, but now I'm using my iPhone 5. Anyway, oh, and the reason I've been through 6 Galaxy S3s is because I buy them and resell them. Just want to clarify that real quick. But anyway, I'm just going to be going over, all three of these devices. iPhone 4S jailbroken, fully customized, and all that shit. A stock iPhone 5, just kind of going over it, using it throughout the day. And a Galaxy S3, which I've had a little bit of user experience with this one. And going through 6 of them, yeah, it might have a little bit. And yeah, just going over my likes, dislikes about each of them. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started with it. So let's just go ahead and start off with the iPhone 5. So this is a AT&T iPhone 5, 32 gig model, and this one is IMEI factory unlocked. It cost me about $15 just to factory unlock it, and it took about 5 minutes to get the whole process done. So yeah, factory unlocked iPhone 5. Yeah, and just go ahead and show you it's working on T-Mobile USA. Go ahead and call 611.
T-Mobile 4G. Now.
Of course, there's no 4G on T-Mobile for the iPhone, much less 3G. And no, 3G does not work yet on the iPhone 5 for T-Mobile, which kind of sucks. But let's see. Yeah. So I'm just on 2G Edge. It's the same speeds as the 4, 4S, 3GS, whatever. Faster than the 3G, though. I mean, the 3G is just all around slow. That thing sucks balls. Anyway, yeah, of course I got the black one. Has a much thinner body. I definitely like the new body on it, the 4-inch screen. I really do like. Pretty much just seems more like using an HTC One S, but it has iOS instead of Android with Sense 4.0. I really do like that. It does suck it's only basic iOS. There's not really any features on here that are actually worth actually talking about. I mean, the panorama picturing, stuff like that, it's much better on the iPhone 5 than it is on something like the Galaxy S3. I actually just started using that, and it is so damn choppy on the Galaxy S3. It's not even a joke. The front camera is greatly improved. I'm going to go and show you the front camera right now. What's up? So yeah, the front camera looks great compared to like the iPhone 4S, and especially the iPad 2. The iPad 2 front camera, I don't even use that front camera for anything at all, ever, because it just sucks so bad. But the new iSight camera, I'm not sure that how many megapixels it is, but whatever megapixel it is, it's awesome. I love it. And I actually utilize FaceTime on this. So yeah. The back camera is still the same 8 megapixel camera. However, the A6 quad-core processor, it handles graphics much better, which adds not a great deal of extra picture quality compared to the 4S, but it does add more due to the graphics card in it, and of course it has a little recording microphone right there and the LED flash, whereas the 4S just has the LED flash and the camera. Same camera, just doesn't handle graphics as well. Let's see, and compared to the Galaxy S3, you could say that the camera is better, but it's not necessarily the camera's better because it's still the same 8 megapixel camera as on the iPhone 5 as well. However, the type of graphics that this quad-core processor in here is not meant for graphics. It's meant for more performance and, well, loading stuff faster, such as like boot time, stuff like that. And I mean, yeah, picture quality is pretty great on the Galaxy S3. The only thing I don't like about it is the same exact thing. Adds too much contrast in some pictures, making it unrealistic and making it a shitty photo. Whereas, every time you take a picture with the iPhone 5, well, I'll go ahead and kind of show you, I guess. Let's see, we'll go ahead and pull up the camera on both of these. You can't really see the exact quality because I'm recording with an iPad 2, obviously. So this is on the front camera. What's up again? Let's go ahead and switch that. So let's go and look at that. Great colors, very vibrant, makes a great picture. So in this case, this would say that the camera is better on the Galaxy S3. However, in some situations, the contrast is too much, and too much vibrant colors are added to the picture, and it just makes it obviously unrealistic. But in low light situations, stuff like that, I mean, the Galaxy S3 camera is great to have. So if you love taking pictures every single time, well, almost every single time, that is, Galaxy S3 might be for you. But the iPhone 4S, the iPhone 5, also has a equally great camera. You do get a great picture every single time. You may not get as great pictures every single time as the Galaxy S3 does in some situations, but overall the camera on the iPhone 5 is pretty damn sick. Especially the panorama is much, much better on the iPhone 5. Now, I'm not going to do a whole panoramic picture. Getting text here. But yeah, it's much better than the Galaxy S3. I tried them both out today, and panoramic pictures are just extremely choppy on the Galaxy S3. It could handle it much, much better, but it just doesn't, because graphics is not what the Galaxy S3 is meant to progress in. It's meant for usage, performance, and I don't know, just whatever, software speed, whatever. Anyway, but otherwise, I mean, software-wise, stock Galaxy S3, stock Android does have ups and downs on the iPhone 5. I mean, basic iOS, it's just basic iOS. There's not really much you can do with it. There are a lot of things with the iPhone 5 stock, or just iOS stock in general, that I just simply hate. See, a few of those things include like Zephyr. I'll actually just show you on my iPhone 4S. So one thing that the iPhone just doesn't do stock is Notification Center in the lock screen. I also have IntelliScreen X installed, which adds that stock. So I got Twitter, I can do Facebook, but I don't have Facebook, and I don't like Facebook, that's why. Got Google News, I can tweet right from here. I got my emails all right here. SB settings right there, which I do like much better than what's on Android. You get something similar, but not as useful, I guess. I don't use most of those functions that are in there, but it's somewhat like SB settings. Also, right from the Notification Center, I can text from wherever. Just type a contact name or contact number, or just type a number and text it. I can go and view an email. If I want to mark as read, open, or delete, I don't need to look at that, so I'll just delete it. Then, there it is. Yes, I have the Android lock. Get over it. So what? Just some stupid little things I have on my iPhone 4S. Just different types of page scrolling with a barrel. Now, there is something similar to this on Android, but it's kind of a shitty version. I don't know what it's called, but I've seen it a few times. There's some cool things you can do, like a little world spinny thing. I don't know what it's called, but it's similar to Barrel, just a very shitty version, very kind of basic version, and it's not as fluid. Other things, such as Zephyr. Zephyr is one feature I find extremely useful. I actually completely forgot I have a home button on my iPhone because of it. It makes it so you do not have to use your home button at all. Like if you want to activate multitasking, you just double click, there's multitasking. With Zephyr, it's all on the touchscreen. Swipe up, there's multitasking. If you're in an application, swipe up, you're at the home screen. Or if you're in an application and you want to go to the next one over, you can set it for as many fingers as you want, but I set it for 2. Simply swipe over, I'm in the next application. see, another feature that I find very useful from SB settings that gets installed when you install it is called Activator. Activator simply lets you, put different functions on your phone, but I choose to do 3 with it. Those 3 are play and pause. That's one feature I find very useful. Or if I'm playing a song, I want to skip to the next one. Yeah, just hold the status bar, skip to the next song. Another very useful feature that I do not have to use the lock button at all. Double tap, and the device is locked. Double tap, same thing. I love that feature. One thing that annoys me about both of these phones stock is when I get a call, I cannot use the phones when I'm getting a call. It takes the whole screen, and the only options are answer or decline. Sometimes I don't want to answer the phone, but I also want to still be able to use my phone. Maybe I'm in the middle of a text, maybe I'm typing something. On the Galaxy S3, it annoys me much more than the iPhone, because when I'm typing something such as on YouTube or something like that, I get a call. If I decline the call even, or whatever, if I just ignore it and wait till it's over, I go back, and whatever I was typing, say I was typing something really long, it's gone. It's just erased, because I didn't save it, something like that, or I didn't send it, or I wasn't done typing it, and it's just gone. So I have to redo everything I was typing. Also, the keyboard sucks balls on the Galaxy S3 compared to the iPhone stock. That's just stock features. So for that, there's something called Call Bar. Now, I only have one active phone right now, which is my iPhone 5. It's what my T-Mobile card's in. But what Call Bar is when you get a call, like a FaceTime call, a regular call, anything like that, a little bar comes down, and you can set it for swipe, or you can set it for answer, call buttons, and then when you want to hang up the phone, simply swipe over, and it hangs up the call. If you want to use the functions of your phone, but not go into the phone app, just tap the bar. Your dial pad comes up, speakerphone comes up, mute comes up. I forget what other ones come up, but it's very useful. I really like it, and I can still use my phone completely, except for what's in the status bar and on the very top. But other than that, I can use my phone completely fine, no issues there at all. When the phone's locked, it just turns on with a little call bar, and I could just use my phone without being bothered. It's awesome. Also, by SMS, when I get a text message, instead of having to open the text messaging app, I just tap reply to the message from wherever I'm at, even in the lock screen, and just send it and be done. There's just a few other ones that I like. Oh, one thing that iOS definitely has over Android, and you cannot get this on Android at all. You can go ahead and search all over the fucking web if you want. If you're an Android developer, like a root developer or something, I recommend putting this on Android, because this is a sick feature. Those who like listening to Pandora, everybody loves Pandora. You can listen to music free and whatever. The downside is you can't download those songs, or you can't have unlimited skips. There's a limit to those skips. I believe it's 5 per minute or 2 per minute. I don't even know. I haven't used it in such a long time until now. So, Pandora Downloader. What is Pandora Downloader? Well, all these songs that I have right here are all from Pandora. I downloaded each one listening to Pandora. Whatever song I was listening to, I just simply go in and tap the little arrow pointing up, save song, and it saves it to this app. It shows me downloading, then it goes here. I can also have unlimited skips. However, because it's a jailbroken tweak, it does freeze up every now and then. I believe it's about 20 to 25, up to 30 skips before it actually freezes. Then you just pretty much have to go into multitasking and quit the app from running and reopen Pandora, and there you go. That's how you fix that. Oh, also there's a stupid little task killer from Switchy that you simply, no app's running. But yeah, that's what Pandora Downloader is. And if you want to search for a song, there's an app called Music Box. Search for any song you want, and you can download it. See if I have any. My music library. I got those two. Whatever. But yeah, that's just a couple of the tweaks I like on jailbroken iOS. And oh yeah, also my little cover fill at the bottom, plus the smaller icons on the springboard. That is from Springtomize 2. Same with that TV lock, if you were wondering. And of course, this is called Android Lock XT. Yes, I like the Android lock, whatever. And I am still on iOS 5.0.1. And I have quite a few different things on here. Oh, X messages. I almost forgot that. Before I get back on these, I'm going to talk about X messages. So, say you're sending or typing a text to somebody and you just tap send. Once you tap send, you cannot get that message back ever. You can't take it back. You can't delete it. When it's sent, it's sent. It's like an email. And when it's sent, it's just sent. So what X messages does, you can delay your messages from sending from 1 second up to 8 seconds. And what X messages does, so I'll just go in here. Say I'm in the Army, so I'll just use this situation. Say you're sending a text and you accidentally tap your company commander or your first sergeant or somebody like that, or your platoon sergeant, something like that. Say, fuck you. At the hell? You asshole. Tap that. Send. See if you see what I did there. When I tap send, delays it. I have 1.5 seconds, what I like to set it for, before it actually sends. I can tap cancel at any time. And I don't have to worry about it because it's not going to send unless I let it load all the way. It delays your messages. It's a very useful feature. Anyway, that's just a few things I like on jailbroken iOS. Also with iOS devices, they're 100% customizable in every single way. iOS devices, you actually have 100% root access to every file on the device, whereas Android is very limited root access. You do get quite a few different options on Android, but not as many. I mean, I don't really root my Android phones because I don't like permanently fucking my Android devices over. Once it's rooted, it's permanently rooted. It's permanently dependent on ROMs. That's what I don't like about that. And there's no point in modifying it. Just whatever. But anyway, 100% root access on iOS devices. Any tweak you want, anything you want your phone to do, you can do it. Plus physical customization, stuff like that. Like right here, I put a little gold ring in my headphone jack, black buttons all around, and clear back, blue, front, blue, whatever. And no, my bezel's not black yet. I haven't changed that out, just the buttons. Anyway, that's jailbroken iOS. That's what the iPhone 5 lacks. But what it does have is a Retina 4-inch display, which is an awesome upgrade. I really do like that. The overall body, of course, I wanted to make my bezel black, which is what I'm doing. This one is not black, but it is, well, I guess slate. It's, I guess, a dark gray. And you got, I believe this is glass on top and bottom, but possibly plastic. Got aluminum on the back, and, well, same glass on the front. However, the iPhone 5 is, in fact, more durable than the Galaxy S3. I'm probably going to put a link to the drop test in the description. Okay, so if you drop the Galaxy S3 from chest height, it's more likely the screen is going to shatter. Gorilla Glass is not as durable as you think, and yeah, it shatters. I actually get a lot of Android phones coming in every single day. One thing I really hate about the Galaxy S3 specifically, or all Samsung devices, is they all feel like a very cheap kid's toy. They all feel like I'm using just a piece of cheap plastic, because that's what it's made of. The whole body is made of cheap plastic. If you look on the inside, stupid thing. There we go. So the back is very, very flimsy, and there's actually a lot of people that break their back just taking it off the back. And so what if you can change your battery out just like that? If you want to change it out on the 4S, 2 screws in the bottom, 2 more screws, the battery is out. The battery is that easy to replace on an iPhone. This one is 2 screws on the bottom, take a suction cup, and then lift it up from the top. And there should be about 1 or 2 screws on the battery. I've not opened this one up yet, but that is pretty much how you do that. Batteries are very easily replaceable on the iPhone, so let's just get that straight. SD storage. Let's talk about SD storage and solid state storage. So we all know that the iPhone does not use SD storage at all. You cannot upgrade, you cannot downgrade the memory on it. It's all soldered into the logic board. Same with higher end HTC devices. They're all solid state flash. Whereas the Galaxy S3 comes in 16 and 32 gigs. You can put an SD card in and upgrade from 48 gigs to 64 gigs. Now that sounds fine and dandy and great, but here's the downside. SD storage is removable. Why is that bad? When you can upgrade it, downgrade it whenever you want. Well, I'll tell you why. So, the Galaxy S3 specifically, and why I don't use an SD card in my Galaxy S3, is because if I set my camera to take pictures and save it to the SD card, the Galaxy S3, from my experience using 6 of them at different times, is that every now and then, about 2 to 3 times a day, I'll get a little message in the notification center saying SD card unexpectedly unmounted, or unmounted SD card, some message like that. So the reason that is bad is, well, because when something like external storage is removed and not removed properly, like it's just taken out like nothing, it's possible you can lose data. And I've actually taken a few pictures of my 3-year-old daughter, which, when your kid is 3 years old, you want to keep those pictures. Am I wrong? No. So I took a few pictures of my daughter, and it was only a few, so I'm not too mad about it, but yeah, it said unexpectedly unmounted. I was like, oh, okay, I'll just take it out and pop it back in. When I put it back in, those pictures were not there. They were not on my phone either. Those pictures were erased. So the problem with SD storage is it's not dependable storage. Solid state flash is dependable. Why? Because, well, it's all soldered to the board. It's not going to go anywhere. It's all hardwired into the device. That's why I like HTC devices much, much more than, well, Galaxy devices or Samsung devices. The build quality of Samsung devices is just too damn cheap for me to, logically use it. Now, the only way I can actually use the Galaxy S3 and not just get frustrated with how cheap it feels, how plasticky it feels, I have to use like a ballistic case or something like that. It just feels too damn cheap to use, just like this. Now, the iPhone 5, it feels pretty light. It's disappointingly light to me, actually. I mean, yeah, this actually does feel kind of cheap as well compared to the 4S, which has a little bit more weight to it. But, yeah. So the problem with this one is it doesn't weigh enough. But, I mean, the upgrades are pretty good. I mean, you got a quad-core A6, a 4-inch screen, better graphics with the A6. When the Jailbreak comes out, it'll be much, much better. Better eyesight camera. Got your little lightning port on the bottom. Oh, and here's a little lightning cable. That's about exactly the same size as a micro mini USB. You got your headphone jack right here. Your buttons, blah, 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 wherever they are. And, and the speakers are actually pretty damn sick on here. Well, there's only one speaker on the bottom, but yeah. Other than that, I mean, the iPhone 5 isn't bad at all. Still 2G Edge on T-Mobile. But, I mean, it is what it is. And it's definitely better to watch Netflix on, which I do love watching Netflix on the Galaxy S3. But then I have a 64-inch Samsung TV, so that really doesn't matter at all. So I'll stick with that instead of this. But yeah, overall, I mean, you've been using this since about 2 p.m. on T-Mobile. It's been great, and I have no complaints about it. Galaxy S3, using it, I don't exactly have any actual complaints using it, other than like how it feels holding it, how cheap it is, how cheaply it's built. Oh yeah, and the LCD digitized assemblies are expensive as shit to replace. Great thing about it is Super AMOLED LED display, 4.8 inches diagonally. But if you want to replace that, that is $218, the cheapest for the part. And if you don't know how to install the part, well, these are simple as hell to take apart. I mean, it's literally just the back, this back, battery, back housing, motherboard, and then your front assembly with the frame. I would recommend getting the frame with it if you're going to replace it, but I mean, expensive as shit to replace. iPhone 4S front assemblies, they range from $30 up to about $50. $50 is about for a whole kit. I paid about $55 for my front and back. And yeah, works perfectly fine, no issues whatsoever. iPhone 5 parts are not yet available because no aftermarket vendors have started manufacturing these yet. Hopefully they manufacture blue like this, and that'll just be sick. But until then, I mean, it's still basic, just black, whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's just my opinion, my personal opinion. I've owned many different Android devices, but apparently this is the best Android phone right now. And yeah. Anyway, got the 3 best phones in the world right here. And yeah, brought to you by me. If you have any comments you want to put in the comment box below, do so, well, obviously in the comment box below. So yeah, comment, rate, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at 6TIO. If you want to get your iPhone 5 factory unlocked, it's $15. I'll be more than happy to send you the link, but I will not be including it in the description. This has been kind of a long review, but I mean, yeah, I got what I wanted out. So yeah. See you next time.